come all the way from Stormwind. I hear it's getting dicey down there in the human lands, with brigands and orcs running about. A perfect place for adventurer to prove his worth. Aha! So Grimman finally finished my axe. I can't wait to try it against some trogs and kobolds. Many thanks, adventurer. It was a long distance to travel for this delivery. Here are some coins for your efforts.
Be good. How are you? Off with you.
I need to get some orders up to Mountaineer Stormpike at his post in Algaz Station. If you wouldn't mind taking them, just follow the road all the way up to the northwest, and you'll be sure to see the main bunker. If you'd like to lend a hand in accomplishing his tasks, we'd be glad to reward you for that as well. Be good.
A dark iron spy has infiltrated the town, stolen documents from the Explorers League establishment, and is now in hiding somewhere nearby. He was last sighted near the top of the hill to the south of town. A sizable reward awaits anyone who can bring this spy to justice. Dead or alive, dead preferred.
Iron Band has an excavation to the southeast, and he's been needing a hefty amount of explosives sent from the League for all the carving. Ulda, Myran, and Sayan just departed with the most recent load and could probably use a hand. They can't have made it very far, strong as they are. They can only move so fast laden down with those barrels. They're taking the normal route to the site, leaving south out of town and following the curve of the Loch. Go catch up with them and help them out, will ya?
Safe travels.
I don't know about you, but I'm not much a fan of spiders, much less the kind that come bigger than me. Loch Modan's a gorgeous place, but I'd say it could do without those horrid things waltzing around. Tell you what, I've got some spare coin, and you look like a tough one. If you head out and off some of those things for me, I'll pay you for your time.
Safe travels.
Orders! Let's see what we have here, ha! He wants me to deal with the infestation of rat men. We're already in the middle of that, so no real deviation there. Here to lend a hand. We've dealt with kobolds in these lands for years. Not much other than a nuisance, but they've been getting craftier at their stealing. I think one of them's ended up smarter than usual. Won't be that way for long, though.
I want you to go to the camp south of here and make sure there's not a big shot kobold stirring up the other ones. Make sure to check the cave. It's a likely spot. And don't be shy about clearing out the other kobolds along the way.
Watch your back.
I'm sure you've seen just how bad the damage to the loch is by now. The damage spreads further than that, I'm afraid. All that water had to go somewhere, and it went down into the wetlands. There's a lot of fine dwarves down there trying to help out, and they need supplies. That's why I sent 2 of my mountaineers ahead with a cask of all along the path into the wetlands. I haven't heard back from them since they set off down the road to Dun Algaz. Would you mind checking up on them?
Be good.
My friend and fellow siege engine pilot, Maury Hildelf, is lost in the hills. We were looking for a rare ore that's needed for a high-grade blast powder, and during our search he drove his engine up a steep hill and busted it. Still convinced that ore was in these mountains, Hildelf charged me to guard our engines while he continued on foot. It's been days, and I've heard some beastly growls north of Helm's Bed Lake, west of the tunnel. Maury's tough as nails, but I'm worried. Please, adventurer, find him.
Off with you.
Here is the corpse of a dwarf mauled, frozen, and picked clean by mountain scavengers. Clutched in its hand is a book containing the roughly scribbled notes of Maury Hildelv, and around its frame, still in superior condition, is a brigadier's vest. This grisly scene must have been where the siege engine pilot met his end. Hildelv wrote in his journal that he was attacked by Manjaclaw, a huge ice claw bear. He drove off the beast, but not before it mauled him savagely. Judging from the state of Hildelv's body, Manjaclaw must have later returned and killed him. However, Hildelv wrote in his journal his one final wish revenge against Manjaclaw.
Hello, adventurer. Do you have word of my friend Hildelv? This is grim news, for Hildelv was a good friend, and I wish I could have been there with you when you found the beast, Manjaclaw. Thank you, adventurer. Your deed will be remembered by the pilots of the Ironforge Siege Brigade. We're due for sending a status report over to the mountaineers in the Valley of Kings. I expect you're on your way there next anyhow. Would you mind dropping it off for me? Just take the tunnel to the east and check in at the guard station. Hand it directly to Captain Rogefus.
Off with you.
What brings you all the way out here? The South Gate status report. Excellent. I've been awaiting news from them for a while. With the increasing number of trogs in the hills on all sides, I fear the outposts will be the first to feel any aggressive action. We need to protect the Loch, adventurer. With so many of the King's soldiers fighting valiantly on remote battlefields, we've become overwhelmed on the home front. Trogs are tunneling up from every crevice. The Trog infestation poses the largest threat to Ironforge. We need you, brave adventurer, to venture forth and lay waste to the Trog threat. Slay 12 Stone Splinter Trogs and venture back.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Adventurer, you may or may not be aware of the Trog threat looming over Dwarven lands. With the Ironforge Reserve called up to the Alliance front, we're left with a fraction of the defense forces needed to keep these lands safe. My regiment is assigned to watch over the town here, and we cannot leave our post for fear of invasion. But we need some pressure put on those damn trogs lurking in the hills. If you're up to the task, wage an assault on the trogs. Bring me back 8 trog stone teeth as proof.
See you soon.
Well done, adventurer. You demonstrated uncanny courage on the battlefield. Our war against the Trogs will be won with efforts such as yours. You have served King Magni well.
Keep your feet on the ground.
You have 8 Trog stone teeth to show me? If not, there is still work to be done, adventurer. I am quite impressed, adventurer. You have done the dwarven race a great favor by defending our lands. King Magni Bronzebeard himself would be proud.
Be good.
It appears that these beasts in Loch Modan are following the lead of a chieftain named Gromuk. He's the biggest of all the Trogs here, lurking deep within the darkness of the caves to the north. If you feel yourself worthy, adventurer, I want you to lead the assassination mission on Gromog.
See you soon.
The Mountaineers tell me you are quite brave and capable adventurer. We need a adventurer like you around here. The Trog problem isn't getting any better. The reserves have been called to the front, and we're all alone out here. But now that we have a seasoned adventurer here, let's see what you can do. Go out and kill 8 Stone Splinter Shaman and 8 Stone Splinter Bone Snappers. You should find them in and around the caves in the southern mountains. Let's see if you live up to your reputation, Trog Slayer.
Safe travels.
Most excellent, adventurer. You have brought hope to Loch Modan. With Gromag dead, we stand a better chance of seeing the Trogs eliminated from the land. You've helped us quite a bit here. If you're leaving, I'd ask you to take this status report up to Thelsamar. Follow the road just north, and you can't miss it. Mountaineer Cadrell will want the report.
Keep your feet on the ground!
I knew the second I laid eyes on you, adventurer, that you would make Ironforge proud. You have served our people well. I salute you, adventurer.
See you soon.
The document bears the Explorers League crest and contains extensive information on the indigenous creatures of Loch Modan. Sooty smudges lead you to believe it was likely stolen by the Dark Iron spies in the area. You recall mention of missing documents at the Explorers League building in Thelsamar.
Hello, Sonny. You seem to have found one of our stolen documents, eh? Thank you kindly for bringing it back to us. We'll gladly lend some coin as thanks for its return.
Very good.
What can I do for you? Glad to hear you've been clearing out the Trogs. Let's have a look at this report. And is that a beer stain? Well met, adventurer. We've got a problem, and I'd ask you to lend a hand. It's gnolls! There's a mess of the things west of town, roaming the hills. Not usually any cause for alarm, but we've not usually had gnolls here in Loch Modan. I'm curious where they came from, but not curious enough to bother asking the mangy things. Clear them out, I say. Bring back proof of your kills, and I'll pay a solid bounty.
See you soon.
You brought that damned spy to justice. This is good news. We can all rest a little bit easier not worrying about that one. Watch your back. I'll rest easier knowing one of those lumbering things won't be wandering into my bedroom at night. Say again. Thanks much. Off with you.